Man, this is just... Those are meant to be floral designs. That's meant to be like some floral tights, I guess. It really just looks like you are covered in bruises though, doesn't it? Really just looks like someone's being beaten up, and it's not really the look you want, is it? Unless you're going on stage and that's like a deliberate character moment. I don't know. This video brought to you by my YouTube members and patrons. Thank you guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we're going to be taking a look at r/CrappyDesign. I think I've done a video on this subreddit before, a long time ago, but I can't really remember. So we're going to be taking a look at it again today. This is a subreddit, it's kind of like asshole design, but instead of the designs being malicious and deliberately bad, they're just not well thought out. They're just bad designs. So yeah, very quickly before we begin, I just wanted to mention that as always, YouTube members and patrons, you guys get an extra video every single week. So if you would like to see an extra video on this channel every single week, do consider joining my YouTube members and patrons. It's as low as £1 a month, which equates to about 25p a video. So please do consider that. Other than that, let's get into the subreddit, shall we? So this is some benches, and I'm assuming that they're meant to be like anti-homeless benches because you can't lie down on them, right? However, the whole design, the slow gradient into a slope, just means that only one person could actually sit down on this bench at a time, and two, if you sit down just a little bit too far to the side, you're gonna slide down that bench. It's just not a comfortable design for a bench, is it? Let's be honest. This one's a suicide awareness sign. I understand the message is meant to be bringing awareness to suicide, and I don't know, I guess they might have some kind of helpline or like resource on campus to help people going through something like this, but the sign doesn't help. I'm sorry, but this sign really just to me feels like, you know, going online and having 50 people telling you to kill yourself. Like, that's what this sign comes across as to me. It just doesn't, it's not a good, helpful sign for someone struggling with suicide to me. I'm sorry. Just to me, it's really not. This one's a hotel carpet, and we all know that hotel carpets are rarely great, but could I introduce to you the serial killer has brought the bodies this way carpet, which if you're coming back to your hotel room completely wasted or potentially high, it's gonna be an interesting one to stumble across this carpet, isn't it? I would be a little bit worried. I would be like, it's 1 in the morning, I'm drunk, and it looks like someone's dragged a body. Concerning. Classic cafe/restaurant decor. Poorly thought out, where one wall is meant to say real food, and I don't know what the other wall is meant to say, but when you combine the two through the doorway, it says real shit food. Isn't that wonderful? That's just, at least they're preparing your expectations before you sit down to eat. At least you know what you're getting into, and that is real shit food. Oh man, I want to know what words contain shit. What might that sign in the back be saying? I can't tell. It looks like the sign says real shit food. How about a game of door roulette, where one door will lead you to the little landing, and the other door will lead you to an ankle-breaking drop where you'll probably hurt yourself if you're not paying attention. You have guests around? Uh-oh, one of our guests has broken their ankles on the death stairs. Who designed this? Who thought this was a good idea? Could you not have moved the staircase over just like a meter, you know? Just a few feet to the side so that the doorways would lead to a flat surface. How was this the design? Or just one door? Just a single door would have been fine. You didn't need a double door here. These directional markers at my local hospital are kiwi footprints. Unfortunately, bird footprints look like arrows going the wrong way. When I first saw this, I thought they were arrows. I assumed that they were just arrows pointing in that direction. I was like, what's wrong with that? They're arrows. That's what's wrong with that. They're not arrows. They are feet going in the wrong, making it look like arrows going in the wrong direction. Yeah, that's not, they didn't put too much thought into that, did they? It's a cute idea. It's just not well executed for this. This bottle cannot stand on its own, but will leak if left horizontal. This is truly just crappy design. This isn't even like a thought went into it, that someone had what they thought was a good idea and it turned out to not be a good idea. It's just a shit design. It's just no one thought ahead. They just went, f it, we'll send it as is. And it doesn't work. Wow, true crappy design here. Wow. A microwave that now has a loading screen and a touch screen that is just not responsive enough for what you want. Oh, yeah. This microwave looks frustrating to use, doesn't it? Oh, what's wrong with dials? It doesn't even have to be a physical, like, you know, dials that control a digital timer work fine. Just leave it as a dial. Not everything needs to be touchscreens. There's a reason that microwaves have had dials on them since the inception of microwaves. It's because it works. Touchscreens on devices like this that make it just a little bit more awkward to use are not improving anything. It's the same thing with touchscreens in cars. For a very small amount of uses, sure, they're great, but when they're tied to everything from music to aircon, they're dividing your attention from driving and putting it onto a stupid little touchscreen when you could have the muscle memory of buttons and dials. Buttons and dials are better in these cases. Touchscreens haven't added anything. This type of automatic litter box becomes a death trap if the sensor fails. It needs to be recalled. Yeah, I heard about these because me and Leo were actually looking into automated litter boxes for our cats because our cats shit a lot. And in doing a bit of research into it, we found out about these, which you'll find on AliExpress, Amazon, all over the place really. Any cheap litter box with this specific design, do not buy. You will risk very severely injuring, if not killing, your cat. Genuinely don't buy these litter boxes. There are more expensive ones that are okay, you know, like the robot litter boxes. They're fine. They won't kill your cat. These cheap ones, dangerous. Genuinely dangerous. Do not buy them. It kind of goes beyond crappy design when the design could actually kill your pet. Why is every hotel trying to reinvent shower controls? So wait, you move it up and down to turn it on and off, and you move it forwards and back to change the temperature? Is that not the opposite to like how every other shower with a lever design works? Like every other shower with a single lever, you twist it around the pivot sideways to adjust the temperature, and then you pull it back to turn it on. They've just randomly decided that they want to flip that for no reason, just to confuse people. Why can't showers just have a universal control that everyone understands? Why is it every time you go on holiday or go to a friend's house, their shower makes no sense? You gotta be taught how to use every single shower wherever you go somewhere new. Maybe not the best end table at a hotel where you place items in the dark before going to bed, especially when they've got a solid floor instead of like a carpet. So if you drop your phone on the floor, it's gonna smack off of the edge of that table and land on a hardwood floor. What a great design. Yes, I would like a table to just randomly have a hole in it that I'm not going to see in the dark. That is smart. More of that, please. Green, off. Blue, on. First of all, green means on. Green is go. Green is consistently everywhere else on, right? You would have green on, red off. Surely, if you were gonna have a light, be both. Blue, why does that come into this? Second of all, just don't have a light for off. If it's off, the light's off. If it's on, it's green. Green for off and blue for on. What? Huh? What? You can tell that this was a confusing design because they had to put a label there because no one understood this. This is a worldwide wine consumption by country and it increases as it goes down. Surely you'd want the full glass full of the most wine to be the country with the most wine consumption, not at the bottom of the glass where there's little wine, right? Is that just, I mean, it's not just me, it was posted to CrappyDesign. I could kind of understand if it's like, well, the glass is full, therefore they haven't drunk as much, but that's stupid. That's dumb. Darker and brighter. OP said that they just consistently press the wrong one when trying to adjust the brightness of their screen, and I can understand that. I'm I'm guessing when this design was made, it was designed for a keyboard that was the reverse. It was a white keyboard with black like symbols on it, right? So the sun with the hole in the middle would have white in the middle, which would imply that you use that one to make it brighter. For a black keyboard, they really could have just swapped the symbols, but no one thought about it. They just inverted the colors and were like, yep, send it. And yeah, confusing design. Didn't work. 0 out of 10. Holiday spirit is going to cause some accidents. Spot the traffic lights. God, that is... I think the traffic light's there. I think that's a traffic light. If there are more, I don't know. But putting green and red lights on a place where you have traffic lights, or just on any road in general, come on. That's so poor thought. I can't even word good because of how poor thinky that was. And the final post, it's a Wordle mug, but that's not how Wordle works. It's not how Wordle works. Those letters should be grey. They're not in the word. Not how Wordle works. Come on. The LCKY wouldn't be yellow. Yellow means that it's a letter that's there, it's just in the wrong place. The mug's wrong. Also, what would be really cool, an alternate design for this mug. You know, you have those heat reactive mugs where you put hot drink in it and the picture appears. You could have at the top a word that's, you know, wrong, and then you add the hot water or your coffee or whatever, and the heat reveals like a full Wordle thing where they've managed to get to the right word. That would be cool. That would be a cool design. This, on the other hand, is just wrong. It's just done incorrectly. Not cool design. Poor thought out, bad. But that is where I'm going to end the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. Crappy design. It's fun to laugh at, but not so fun to deal with. So yeah, if you would like to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. But a huge, massive special thank you to all of the wonderful YouTube members and patrons that do support me. All of your names are up on screen right now. It genuinely helps so much, and it genuinely means so much. So thank you to everyone that does. And if you do support me, you get one extra video every single month. So enjoy those. If you support me later on down the line, you'll get access to all of those videos. So it's really up to you when you do it, but it helps me a lot more if you do it consistently. But it's all a help. So yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.